up, guys? So, tonight I am back with yet another article that I get to talk trash about. Nah, just kidding. But it has to do with like average physical sizes. And then when I read this little piece, which isn't even an article that really breaks anything down, it just talks very generically. But basically, in the description, I have linked yet another article in which it talks about um, how the average American woman isn't a size 14 anymore. And on an interesting note, I guess I remember just a few years ago how when I would go shopping for clothes, size 14 was usually what would fit me. Um, when it comes to shirts and whatnot. And I always thought it was kind of strange that across the board, not every size 14 is the same. But then you have to take into account the kind of shirt that it is, how it is cut, how it's fitted, and of course, body fluctuates no matter what. There are some seasons in which I'm heavier, there are some seasons in which I am just lighter. So, anyways, in this article, it's pretty much trying to trash the fashion industry and how it should be more welcoming and accommodating to the, I guess, ever increasing body shape alteration in the average. And I'm not really sure how I feel about that. So let's just read it and then I'll be commenting as I go. And hello, Pinocchio. I noticed you. I just wanted to be done with my little intro. Okay, so let's get started. There is a lot of room for improvement when it comes to the accuracy of women's clothing sizes, and now we know there might be another reason why the information retailers have been using is completely outdated. Okay, when I hear the word outdated, I tend to get a little bit of a red flag because not everything in life expires and becomes obsolete when it comes to information. So I guess the more I read, I will bring up my concerns, and then you guys should be able to see why I'm even discussing this in the first place. Ever increasing body shape, is that a joke? Should have been. It was a joke. Well, the reason I say ever increasing is because I made a stream not too long ago about how it appears that we are normalizing um what is it, certain body images, and I'm like, look, your body is this mechanism that has its stuff going on that can alert you when something is wrong. I don't think that if physically you are reaching a physical point where you cannot move and go about your life very well, that should be an indication that something is wrong. Because in life, you are designed to be mobile, to have agility and certain abilities and whatnot. If you're handicapped, that's different. But that's the thing. Do we consider weight issues a handicap? I think they should be considered a handicap because it's not just oversized people. It can also be people who are really, really thin. When you're smaller and thinner, you tend to be more on the fragile side. Because trust me, I have been underweight before and it was awful. So that's the thing. We are normalizing unhealthy images on both ends of the spectrum, the being really, 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 really small and the being really, 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 really large. So, okay, I'm gonna continue along with this. A new study published in the International Journal of Fashion Design, Technology, and Education reveals that the average size of an American woman is now between a 16 to 18, which is an increase from 10-year-old data that indicated that most women in the US were a size 14. And here's where it starts getting interesting. We had a two size increase, 2 to 4, considering that they throw the number 18 in there. That to me seems to be a significant difference. So if that is becoming a trend and it is understood that we are, as a country, are struggling in the weight department, like every year we keep seeing all these articles and news, unless they're completely BS, that keep talking about how people are getting unhealthier and America just weighs more and that this is troublesome, and Michelle Obama was all about tackling childhood obesity. So shouldn't this be alarming? Why are we trying to be altering an industry to accommodate for folks who are no longer meeting the average? So as I read more, it'll become more apparent. And for those of you tuning in, I have linked in the description where I'm reading this from. The study used the measurements of more than 5,500 American women over the age of 20. They didn't ask me, as well as data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So, if you're going for data from the Centers of Disease for Disease Control and Prevention, that's kind of suspicious. You know what I'm saying? Using this information, scientists determined that the average waist circumference has increased 2.5 inches over the past 21 years, which accounts for the increase in clothing size. That happens to match up with how in the past few decades it keeps being reported that people are gaining weight. In average, people are gaining weight. And there are diseases and conditions associated with weight gain. Researchers explain that this updated information is crucial for the fashion industry and for women in general, many of which have compared themselves to this inaccurate and misleading information for years. In conducting the study, the researchers write that they hope that women may be relieved in knowing the average clothing size worn is larger than they thought, and it alters the public's perception of average size. And this is where it gets interesting because, once again, I feel like, as opposed to addressing the real problem, the real threat to public health and safety, which is weight gain, that is, you know, associated with poor lifestyle choices. Situations like this, where you're trying to get a whole industry to accommodate you for your evolution, to me that's kind of odd. It's kind of bizarre because I know that the fashion industry has crazy standards. We should not resort to it as our guide to lead healthy lives and have an image that is overall healthy. But if the average existed in the past, it's because in the past it was considered normal to be a certain body shape. There's this certain body shape that is considered to be healthy, but remember that that is not true for everybody. Just because someone is really, really, really on the heavy side doesn't mean that they are doing bad choices or making bad choices. They may have genetics that make them be predetermined to be people on the bigger end. There's people who just have smaller bones and stuff. So we cannot just say, oh, in order for you to be considered healthy, you have to be a size 14. I get that realistically, that's not how this works. But what troubles me is that when we have a pattern of, say, weight gain, and with it comes diseases, and then we have these people writing this article talking about how the fashion industry needs to accommodate these folks. I feel like it's promoting an unhealthy image yet again because, as crazy as the fashion industry is, I think it's also just as crazy for you to be not working on your body shape and then expect for this industry to accommodate you. If you're really struggling to find clothes, then if if in the past you did not have an issue with fitting into clothes comfortably, maybe your body is undergoing some changes that are not favorable. So that's the way I look at it. I'm not really trying to attack the people who cannot find clothes. It's just that remember that when you go somewhere to shop for things, realistically, the manufacturer cannot create a product that is going to absolutely fit everybody. Just because you are my height and even my weight does not mean that we have the same dimensions. Like, I'm a person who I tend to be smaller in my upper body, and then my lower body between my hips and my legs and all that, it tends to be a little wider. And then my stomach area also tends to be a little on the wider end. So I cannot expect for me to go look for clothes that fit me and it's going to be perfect. There's some people who look like ironing boards. You have like this pattern to you that seems to be completely straight. There's like not much curviness to your body. You are more likely to not struggle as much finding clothes that fit you because you don't have to take into account the way that the clothes are cut. So, in a situation like that, because I don't have a very definitive form, like I just I have varying shapes going on at the same time. I know that what I should opt for is looser clothing, perhaps even a size bigger than I'm supposed to be. I don't take that as offensive. I just look at it as if I were really that concerned about finding clothes that fit me perfectly, I would take the responsibility of maybe taking classes on how to make my own clothes and make my own clothes. But I cannot expect for a business to be thinking about me individually because we are all different sizes and shapes. So to expect for this industry to be thinking about you, specifically you, it just doesn't work like that. You know, realistically, it can't work like that because then if you are expecting clothes to be cut to fit you, then the industry, in a sense, would lose money because a lot of the products would not sell. Maybe your body type is not as popular, and that is why clothes do not fit you as easily. See what I mean? So, again, I think that I'm just a person who likes to look at the solution, see the solution. If you go to a specific store and you're struggling to find your size, maybe that store's intention is not really to market to you. That's all right. It's the world of business. So, how about if you find something that can substitute in the style or for the style that you're looking for? I just like to look at the solution. I just like to be more proactive about that as opposed to creating an outrage where I guess I just since I work in retail, maybe I get why it's not possible to really have so many choices all the time because we would waste so much product and a lot of people complain about prices being high. Well, if you're not making a dollar, then you have to make up for the products that you manufactured but you didn't sell and you cannot do anything with that material. You have to either donate it or toss it. Unfortunately, business is about making money. So, anyways, let's continue with this. I am hoping this will help nudge the fashion industry to seriously consider expanding their sizes, said study author someone. In light of this overlap in sizing classification, frequent reports of female customers being frustrated about the general fit and sizing of clothing is understandable. See, there was also a time when if clothes could not fit me a certain way, my mother has skills. She would fix them for me. She would tailor them for me. But once again, if you're really bothered that you cannot go into a store and find clothes that fit you, maybe you need to go somewhere where they take your measurements and they make clothes that are tailored for you. It may be more expensive, but guess what? It's because someone has to do that job. Someone has to go through the trouble of taking your measurements and then putting together the clothes to fit you. That is labor. Labor costs money. So you cannot expect for a place that you go that's generic to have those measurements laid out for you. It just doesn't work that way. So if you find yourself frustrated, you're not alone, but hopefully the industry will take note and sizable changes will be made. I guess a solution for that could be clothes that have like adjusters in it. Like, there's stuff that has strings on it. You can sort of like, it's not gonna look smooth, it's gonna look all wrinkly, but I guess for me, what matters is that I get covered up and I get protected against the elements when I go outside. So maybe I'm the wrong person to be talking about this, but this was my initial impression and I just wanted to share it. So let me see what you guys are saying. Ever increasing my. Okay, I read that already. Hi there, gorgeous. Hello, Holga. Because obesity is a large, scary, difficult issue to tackle and people have become lazy and cowardly, easier to change standards than to improve. Exactly. I always like to encourage people to address their challenges. If you started off fine and now you are having a struggle, the change needs to come from you. You cannot expect for everything else in the world to accommodate you because that's just not the way it works. The world doesn't really owe you anything. So, yeah, I just cannot take that stance of, oh, you have to accommodate me. I think that's kind of crazy. Zam shape is the best shape. I appreciate that. Oh my God, the female body is such a complicated combinations of shapes. How do you expect standardized clothing to fit you perfect? Exactly. I'm glad that you're seeing where I'm coming from. You know, I may be big on some aspects, but there's parts of me that are obviously small. Like, I barely have a chest going on. So I cannot expect to go to a store and be looking for clothes that just fit me perfectly. Some of it is going to look loose, and some of it is going to fit me tightly. Sometimes I have to go to the junior section and buy their largest sizes depending on the cut of the clothes. And then other people tend to complain that women's products tend to be more expensive. There's no conspiracy or anything. It's just that the extra attention to detail, again, it's labor. Details like that, someone with expertise has to go in there and do some measuring and things to make it work. It's not about charging women more and making it unfair and making a woman's existence more difficult. It's just that um, it's extra work. Whereas men's clothes, it's very easy to just make because when it comes to male fashion, they're not about accessories. Like, when do guys' clothes have like sparkles or little stones in it or whatever? At least I don't notice it often. So, why, if we are not in the same page when it comes to detail, why would men's clothes need to be just as expensive as women's when theirs takes less effort to make? Maybe if we as women were not so picky and did not expect so many sparkles and different cuts and designs and overlaps and wrinkles here, smoothness here, silk, and all that, maybe, just maybe, the prices would be equally resembling to guys. But no, of course not. I hope this stream doesn't crash because I really tried to clean my phone out before streaming to see if that would help. The male body is, but female is even more so. So these people just want their own seamstress tailor their in their basement, basically. Exactly. Most clothes are for obese sizes, and it's getting more difficult to find clothes for a fit body. See, you're right, Haribad. I'm glad that you say that because when I went looking for an outfit a few months back, I was like, I know I haven't gained weight and I know that I have put on some muscle to me, but I'm still pretty lean. I'm not that different. Why do the sizes that I normally fit into from the same brands and everything, why do they feel looser all of a sudden? And some stuff is why does it feel tighter all of a sudden? It feels weird. I have been able to fit into small clothes. I'm not someone who fits into petite stuff very easily. Like, trust me, never in my life have I been small, except when I was a kid, like in my younger years, I had to shop for bras that were small. But but yeah, when it comes to pants, leggings, never ever ever have I been small. And lately I have had to buy small because mediums just felt weird on me. And sometimes it could fit perfectly on my hips, but it would feel very loose on the rest of my legs, like from my knees below. And I'm like, no, this is strange. So I guess these people who no longer meet the average, they're getting what they want because I am noticing the difference in the way that clothes are made. Now, if you want to go for more fitted clothes, I guess the fancier brands do that since they're by designers. Like, what can I say? I guess American Eagle would be one of them, and Express would be another one that I'm sure. Usually, when I go to those places, their stuff tends to be on the small size for me. But yeah, that's crazy that people are actually expecting to be accommodated for changes that one could not have foreseen, really, because it's narrowed down to the individual and also a trend in which the public and the public shape is just changing. How could you have predicted that 20 years ago? Let's see. I can find it difficult to find clothing that fits as a man. For suits, I usually get bespoke tailoring. Horry bad, I already had that issue because I have long, lanky limbs. And again, male body shape is a bit simpler in a lot of ways. Exactly. So, yeah, once again, there's no conspiracy. No one is trying to charge women more, make women's lives more difficult. There's no pink tax going on. It's just that we expect more, we demand more, we care about quality and designs and colors and shapes and sparkles and all these extra accessories that you guys just don't pay attention to. So, of course, if we demand more product, more time, more detail, we are going to be pricier. Um, Women tend to want more details, better fit, better fabric. Exactly. Which is one reason their stuff is more expensive. Exactly. Hi, Zamri. Hi, everybody. I'm so late. Nah, don't worry. I wear chino pants or stretchable fabric clothes like a leotard shirt. Bespoke, made to order, custom tailored, etc. American and European sizes are different because Europeans are on average skinnier. Exactly. I'm glad that you bring that up too. Every time I buy shoes and they have like the European little chart, first of all, I don't understand it. I'm like, wow, what size am I in Europe? Oh my God, this feels offensive because it's saying that I'm size, I don't know, 53. I don't remember, but it's significantly bigger. But yeah, that too, there's also a cultural aspect to it. I mean, Americans are known for being ever increasing in size. Let's face it, we have a bad reputation for that. And we know that our food is not really the best because it's overly processed, so many additives and whatnot. So, again, I do not look at this as a conspiracy to make lives for women more difficult. It's just that as a country, when it comes to our body, we're kind of headed in the wrong direction because of the choices that we make. And a lot of it is an uninformed citizenry because a lot of people don't know and don't even know how to begin to process the fact that not every food should be consumed. You know, the additives, the difference between organic and conventional stuff, the stuff that's artificially flavored, preservatives, all that stuff. A lot of people just aren't aware, but thanks to social networks and all that, more and more people are becoming more educated on it. I see more people coming into the gym, not necessarily for New Year's resolutions, but I have seen people just come in and they consistently visit. So they're trying, at least they're trying. But but yeah, we on average we're just bigger people. Not necessarily genetically, it's again, we make bad choices. So bad choices have consequences, and these are it. You cannot expect for an industry that already had it figured out to suddenly be changing. It would change if their sales are really being affected. Like, wow, if the companies are really being burned to the ground, then of course you can expect for the change to take place. But I think that as opposed to demanding that as a collective group, I think what you should do is take the matter into your own hands because this also crosses into the realm of your health. Um, if you're changing so drastically physically, then that is an indication of a problem, usually on a medical note. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much all that I have to say. Um, do people go shopping for clothes nowadays? Everything is online. You know what? That scares me sometimes because I have only, in fact, have I bought any clothes online? Yes, I have bought clothes online, but it was as a gift for someone. And I have received clothes online as well, and they happen to fit well. But I like to be able to go to a store to purchase certain things. I need to be able to see it, touch it, feel it, because what you see online is usually not indicative of what you're going to get in real life. Like the clothes that I got online, I'm like, for some reason, I thought the fabric was going to be a little thicker, but it turned out to be pretty thin. And in the picture, I swear it looks like it's supposed to be thicker. So I was a little bit turned off and disappointed by that. But then again, even if I would have read the description of the product, because I am not used to seeing in text the description of my product, I got spoiled by being able to go to the store and hold it, touch it, feel it, try it on. You know, now when you order something online, it's so freaking inconvenient because, God forbid, if you have to return it for whatever reason, usually that incurs a separate fee because you have to mail that. And whoever ships your product doesn't always provide a label. And LL Bean, for example, they do give you a label, but they still charge you a convenience fee. And I'm like, mother effer, if I could just go to your store, I could return it right there. But no, now I have to rely on the post office, God knows how long, for this to process. I feel like the fact that we are able to conveniently shop from the comfort of our home, the positive aspect of it is that you don't have to go out if it's stormy or if lines are backed up because it's the holiday season or something. You can just order stuff online. But because of that benefit, now you have disadvantages, which is if you need to return the damn product, you have to go through all this trouble just to do something that was easily handled when you show up in person. See what I mean? So, improvement does not always mean that it's for the better. See what I mean? So, some people look at that as an improvement. Like, say, when I think about grocery shopping online, that can help older folks, like those who may be handicapped or you are borderline licensed. when it comes to driving because when you get older, your senses just aren't the same. So I can see how that's helpful. But for most of us, it's like, no, we like to go pick up our groceries, look at it, touch it, feel it, sniff it. So, see what I mean? Um, let's see what you guys are saying. Save up on laundry by being a house nudist at home in privacy, of course. You know what? When it's warm, yeah, I definitely do not wear as many layers. But I still like to keep clothes on. I feel uncomfortable not wearing anything. Thanks for the kindness. That, and they use the metric system. Oh my god, that too. Like kilometers, millimeters. Yeah, I only know that when I write it down and I draw the chart and yeah, but ugh, there's no way I could survive in another country. And don't even get me started on the freaking thermometer. Fahrenheit versus Celsius. Yeah, that always trips me. And I should know this because I'm into meteorology and I know how to do it. But it's just that at first glance, I'm thinking in Fahrenheit, which I shouldn't be. I should be thinking in Celsius. But because we don't practice that in our daily lives, like if I were to go to my job and tell my folks that the temperature is like 17 degrees, they're gonna look at me like I'm messed up. And I'm like, no, it's just our education is just, it needs improvement. Um, where am I at? I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of tripping. I'm mentally shutting down. I need to go to bed soon. I've cut out soda because that stuff is so bad for you because it has no real substance and a ton of sugar. Exactly. All it is, it's like what? Caramel, coloring, sugars, and carbonated water. Yeah, that's no. I gave up soda for good back in 2009 and I have not missed it. And I feel the difference. I certainly feel the difference. It's like I can just I can lose all the weight that I want in just 10 minutes. That's how I feel like. Just as fast as I can grow my hair is pretty much like I can just make whatever happen to my body shape. I can either really, really increase it or really, really decrease it. So stop fat shaming them. You know what? You have a right to accuse me of that because I do talk about that a lot as if I was perfect. I mean, I'm not. And when I was younger as a kid, I did struggle with my weight. But I mean, like I said, I identified my issue. I realized that I had a problem and I decided to work on it and become educated. Knowledge is power. So I just want to encourage people to, before you get outraged and accuse the world of being unfair, inform yourself. Because a lot of the times we are missing something. Shopping, not start luxuriousness. Hi, Snake Eyes. Appreciate you. Hey, lovely. I understand you're saying, but I cannot order meats online. I gotta see the meats is very good. Exactly. And please, I would expect that you don't order perishables to be delivered to your house. I would expect that that option doesn't exist, but we live in America and we always try to satisfy that consumer, even if it doesn't make sense. But yeah, please do not order perishables online. I urge you. I want to see you joining me for longer. Improvements in technology doesn't always translate to ease of use. Tell me about it, especially for older folks. You can pay your bills online nowadays. You know what? That is a huge perk. I also like to order my car tags online because I don't know about you, but DMV is never ever not backed up. And as a young person, I am not very patient, as if I had much stuff to do with my day anyway. I don't know why I cannot wait one day out of the year in that. place is probably because it's just tiny. And usually my process is done much faster than the time I have to spend freaking standing. Just no. I do anything to avoid DMV. Um, wow, I gave up pub since 2005. I cut down on sweets and fast foods. Lately, I have been having kind of a sweet tooth because of some stresses here and there, and I'm feeling the difference. Like I can feel the wrong kind of gains, but it's all right. It's not like I'm being mindless about it. I'll come back to my discipline and like yeah, eating and exercise discipline a little better. But I guess I'm just tired and need to take a break. I cannot always be at my max potential, even if I want to. So maybe that's why I'm slacking. It's also the summer. I don't associate the summer with being my particularly, um, like the times that I work hardest because it's usually the time that I was on vacation when I was in school, and at work, these tend to be the slower months. So, yeah, this is not my time to be super productive. And it's also hot outside. The heat just zaps my energy and sucks my soul. I was joking about the fat shaming criticism is needed to grow, period. Exactly. I get it. I get it. I want to see Fat Zamri pics. You know what? If I ever have the courage to do it, I will. And really, it's not anything shocking. It's not, wow, I could lay on the ground and then my belly could help me roll in any direction. Nothing like that, but you could definitely see roundness and just extra mass to me. But it was nothing out of control. Nothing like, wow, I cannot fit into chairs anymore. But but you can see the difference. You can certainly see the difference at first glance. Um, Zamri, you are so right about USA. Oh, and Snake Eyes. Younger Zamri had even more luxurious hair. It was longer and curlier, and it was on the brunette side with random blonde highlights. Totally natural. It was never dyed. But then at some point, it just became this fluff dark. But yeah, I inherited my brown hair from mom, but it was just dark. My hair has always been between brown and then dark. But then, um, I guess by age 10, 11, it just decided to hang out on the dark side forever. The dark side of the hair force. But yeah, I'll show you sometime. Um, Whenever I find them. Because the problem is, you guys remember back in the good old days when you had to take your film, take it to Walgreens or something, and have it printed? Yeah. Um, Mom and I had a situation to where a storm ruined a lot of our pictures. So a lot of my childhood photos were ruined, but some of them survived. I just gotta find them. So give me some time. You know that I always deliver. Um, Zamber, you are so right about USA. Sweets destroy me. I drink more water. Smoothies are very super healthy. Zamber, please try sorbet ice cream. It's like a smoothie. Tastes so good. It's healthy. I have had sorbets, and I'm gonna share with you a story. Yesterday, actually, I was at the store, and someone was asking for dairy-free ice cream. I take them to the frozen section and I tell them, here it is. They look at the product and they go, says sorbet. And I'm like, sorbet? Yes, these are fruit ice creams, which tend to be dairy free. And some of them, there's a specific brand that is, of course, not a sorbet, is known as gelato. But gelatos do have dairy depending on what kind you get. And then she just kept insisting, like, no, I'm looking for fruit ice cream that's dairy free. And I'm like, here it is. And it's like, what? It says sorbet. And I'm like, how can I explain to you that sorbets are the dairy free ice creams? So um, I told someone about it, and the someone said that they're just brain dead. But yeah, I have had them, and coconut, of course, is my death. I'm not really into fruity flavors of ice cream like that. I tend to be more of a chocolate, vanilla, cookies and cream, and coconut. I can have coconut and chocolate ice cream every day of my life. Yeah, don't push my coconut button. Just don't. um, let's see. Smoothies are such a good throw in a bunch of stuff in the blender and yogurt washes super easy. Yes. I have a smoothie recipe somewhere. This was like a year ago that I made this video. So, he who seeks shall find. I don't remember the title of it, or I would tell you. Wow, that's cool, Zamri. I love your hair. Looks like a queen. Thanks a lot. Yes, pictures from the camera. That's in the 90s. I look forward to seeing those pictures. Survey is super good. Nope, too young to remember the old cameras. Well, when you put it like that, I guess you're right. But my very first camera was a film camera. So I do have some experience. But I definitely did not have experience with the one that that you would snap the photo and it would immediately print it or something. Nah, I don't even know the exact name of it. That should give you the hint that, yeah, I'm too young for that. Survey reminds me of American Psycho. Your hair is beautiful, Lord. You know how much content you have on this channel. It's only like, what, 800 videos? It's not much. What I need to do is get back to typing the text because usually when I finish a stream or when I upload something, I just need to, I'm on the go, like I'm ready to leave or doing something, so I cannot really label it because I feel like I give it pretty good tags. Like if it's something about food, I say food, and then you can go Zamri food in the search bar, and it should yield all of the food related videos that I have. And I also tried creating playlists, but yeah, my mind doesn't work that way. I just create the video for the moment, and then if you catch it, cool, but if you don't, then I don't really expect for you to be following me so like loyally, so I guess I don't think about it so much, but I'll try to get spend one day just organizing videos for easy access. Because I like for stuff to be organized, but other channels make it look so easy, and then when I try doing it, it's like, I don't want to duplicate this video. Are you really a, I don't know, relationships advice video? Or are you more of a explaining video? Or what am I doing? So I just sort of give up, but I'll pick up my own Slack at some point. Um, yeah, let's see. I am allergic to chocolate, coconut, and shellfish. Are you serious? Wow, that shocked me. Like it physically shocked me because I cannot imagine my life without chocolate and coconut. Just please, no. You are welcome. Rest in peace, Holger. Polaroid camera. Yeah, that's right. The Polaroid camera. Quote unquote only 800 videos. Yeah, 800 or 700. I don't even know. I haven't even checked. Zambri, when did you start doing live YouTube channel? I want to say November. Yeah, November. It was between November or December. I vividly remember December more because I remember scheduling a stream for 5 o'clock for discussing Christmas 2017. So, yeah, but maybe I had been streaming since November. But my real memory of it is December. And the strange thing is, I have had the capabilities to stream for quite some time, But when I would look at that button that says live, I'm like, why would I make a live video? That seems like a terrible idea. It's very risky. Anything can go wrong. I can say something wrong that I may later regret, and I cannot edit it and be like, oh, I made a mistake. So while I catch it, let me go ahead and edit that out and then film what I meant to say. But then because I do everything from my phone, my capabilities are so limited. Usually, my problem is running out of memory, and that's why I've been having this lagging problem with my phone. Because once I'm done with a stream, I have to delete the YouTube app to re-download it because it turns out to be like 3 gigabytes in size, and I'm like, why do you store all that clutter? You used to not do that before. So, anyways, I'm trying. I'm trying. Why can't I see your sub count? Because I say do not see my sub count. Now, what happens is I try to keep some stuff invisible, but apparently the sub count is a part of that, so that's why you really don't get to see that. I really don't mean to hide it. It's just that if you, what is it that I set as invisible? I know that there's something that I set as invisible. Is I'm not remembering right now, but I know that it included the sub count for some reason. So I'm like, all right. So, but yeah, it's nothing impressive. So don't worry about it. I intend to see every one of your videos. Been here since basically day one. I appreciate that. I know everyone says that you can't miss what you can't have. Last year I miss everything. I'm glad I'm here. All your videos is genius, true Olga. I never thought that I would get complimented on my video. Seriously, I looked at it as such an informal thing. Like this is my hobby. This is a replacement of my journal because I got tired of writing. Like physically, I wrote so much that my hand was actually hurting. So now I said, I have issues with speaking. I really hesitate. I tend to, when I get nervous or anxious or stressed, I tend to really stumble upon my words. And even when I'm relaxed, like right now, I still do that. And it's not really that I'm an insecure person, it's just that when it comes to socializing, I genuinely have not had that much practice. So now that I'm into my adult years, I'm like, oh wow, why do I struggle so much at communicating? I can write excellently. And in my mind, before speaking, I have to think so long to formulate my thought. And I always wonder why that is. Why is it that I can write a book in 10 minutes, but the physical act of speaking just takes me so long? And sometimes when I answer the phone, I'm like, okay, so this and that. It takes me seconds to respond to someone. But then again, when I do respond, I don't see people getting lost or I don't hear people getting lost with what I'm saying. So maybe I'm just careful about putting my words together in a way that's clear. But streaming has helped me so much because eventually I started getting people tuning in, and it used to be I had just one person. But still, that one person gave me that stress and pressure of I'm being watched, I'm being heard. So let me keep it together as if this were a normal, natural conversation, like I have in real time. So I have come such a long way. Not to brag about myself and my accomplishments, but I just like to look back and be like, you know what? I remember how terrified I was of everything, but now it's like I go out there with confidence. So I just enjoy it. It's awesome when you find something to do that doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel stressful. You can just do what you can, do it at your pace, say whatever, take as long as you want, and be the leader, run the show. I never thought I would have such a platform, so it's pretty liberating, if I should say so. I wish I could catch up and see all the videos, but that's hopeless. I mean, again, do what you can. think about a specific topic, try keying it in the search bar, Zamri, whatever your thoughts are, and then maybe I have made a video about it. Or when I'm live, ask me what my thoughts are on this and that, and I may go, "Oh yeah, I made a video about that, and it's called something something." Usually, I remember the titles to the videos that I made back in the day. Or if you leave me a comment somewhere, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I have to tell this guy how to find that video," and then I look for it for you, and then I show you. So, but yeah, um, yeah, or there are some topics that I like to revisit because I'm like, wow, back then I had a certain view and now it has evolved. Let's report on that. It's all about growth, really. You never stop learning. Informal works with a decent hostess. Yeah, that too. I have always enjoyed telling stories, just talking. But for some reason, I like to talk more to myself than directly to people. So I guess being alone in my room, kind of talking to myself, but they are recipients. How cool is that? It's like my thoughts could never reply to me because they're mine, and my thoughts can only take me so far. But there's people who actually listen now. And you guys present stuff to me that there's just no way that I independently would have thunk that, would have thought that. So that's the fun part. Hopefully, you'll survive when you start having hundreds watching, which is inevitable at this rate. You know what? I have thought about it. I have looked into the future, and I have been like, what am I going to do if one night all of a sudden I have 50, 70, 100, 1,000 people? And then I thought, just deal with it with confidence. The only thing that's going to bum me out is that having been present in other streams, I see people who like to spam the chat. And you guys know that I like to take my time, read and acknowledge every single comment or as many as I can, unless I'm really tight on time. And then I have to say, okay, guys, so I'm going to speed read your comments, but I'll reply to anything that I may have something substantial to add. You know, having the quality of my interaction with you guys suffer is what would make me kind of sad. But at the same time, I feel like in a situation like that, what I could do is have a moderator, and maybe that would help. But I don't really know how a moderator works. But, anyways, we shall cross that bridge when we get to it. But while we're not there, and then we have the small circle, we'll just stick to this, all right? Don't push my anxiety button. There's no anxiety here. None whatsoever. Yes, everybody needs to take their time. Zamri, can you tell us about your high school years? If you already have, it's fine. You reminded me, Jordan, that I can see the notebook too. I was doing a little series of videos in which I would go through each and every single one of my high school classes with memories that I wrote down in my journal for posterity. And the one that I stopped at is me talking about my French class. I need to get back to that. I keep meaning to, but sometimes when I'm online, I see something and I'm like, if I don't stream about it, I'm gonna lose it. But yeah, I made a video about high school, so I think I entitled it as such, my high school experience. And I definitely made a video about my graduation. It doesn't have footage of me graduating. It's more about how I felt during the time. So just be like Zemri F graduation and it should come up. It's about a year old. And I have streamed and made many, 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 many more videos since. So I don't expect you to scroll all the way back. Please don't. But yeah, I would say that I tagged it with high school, the word high school. So if you search for it, you should find something. And if you cannot find it, leave me a comment or tweet at me, and I should remember to search for it. But if you don't hear back from me, just give me a gentle nudge and I'll take care of you. When that interaction suffers, you could also make a Discord. What is a Discord? I don't know what a Discord is. Help me, help me. But I like pushing buttons though. I would love to hear all your stories. Cool, Zamri. Thank you so much. Yeah, I intend to. That's the whole point of this channel. This channel, if I ever seem or sound self-absorbed, I'm supposed to, because I'm talking about me. So these are my stories, my experiences, unless I state otherwise. Um, but yeah, anytime that you tune in to me, keep that in mind. This is pretty much my thoughts coming into life. And if I am not streaming it, I am writing about it. And I look at streaming dash making videos as a challenge because I never ever enjoyed listening to my own voice being played back. Like when I was taking music, good God. Anytime I had to listen, something about my voice just made me cringe. And something about seeing myself filmed makes me cringe. And I have said this to my mother, but maybe she forgot. But I do not like it when my videos are being replayed in my presence. Something about it just weirds me out. It's not that I'm embarrassed or anything, it's just that something just crawls under my skin when I hear my own playback when I'm not tuning into it, you know? Like my mom sometimes tunes into my stuff and I'm like, why are you listening to it? Why are you watching my videos when I'm here? Please go to your room. I'm telling my mom to go to her room. But yeah, it's I just feel strange. But now I can go back, watch a video, edit it, or look at a stream and just watch it and yeah, it doesn't feel bad. It feels normal, natural. So yeah, that's the beauty behind it. Discord is a voice chat public messaging app thing a lot of people have started using. Okay. That's why I didn't know about it because when it comes to apps, unless you put it on my face like Zamri, download Instagram, I'm not going to. And no, I am not downloading Instagram. I gave it a shot. It just isn't my thing. So forget that. And Facebook. I have so many messages, probably from my family, like my mom. She likes to send me things that are just piling up in my messenger because I refuse to download Facebook Messenger. So now I have to wait until I use Facebook on my laptop and then log in and then tap messages and see them because now Facebook forces you to download the app. I do not want Messenger. I do not want to download any more apps. I'm running out of space as it is. And I only have like 18 apps. So yeah, no Facebook ideas. I like to put myself in uncomfortable situations when it like thinking about some things. But I guess I do not like to speak about other people's personal lives, for example, very in detail. Like I can talk about celebrities because of course they're celebrities, but when it comes to specific details about someone and especially calling them by name, I cannot do that. I don't even do that in person. But not really. But I guess depending on the nature of the situation, like there are some things that I think should not really be discussed publicly because it may, I don't want to say offend people, but some stuff is just not your business. And I think that it should be treated with respect. So, say the story of someone being abused in a way, I don't think I could really discuss that, depending on what the nature of it is. But but yeah, I like to talk about anything, and there's stuff that I have never considered talking about. That if it weren't for someone giving me the idea, I wouldn't have considered that someone may be interested in such a thing. Does that make sense? But yeah, I'm pretty confident about what I do and what I say. So if I don't feel like talking about something, then I'll just let you know then. And I guess the only thing that frustrates me is when people just like to really, really insist with the question of where's their accent from or where I'm from, and then I answer it saying, I'm from America, and then for some reason you don't believe me. What do you want me to say? What do you want to hear from me? I'm not hiding anything. I'm just not wanting to say where in the US. I just say the East Coast because I ain't trying to give away my location. See what I mean? It's a safety thing. And at some point, there's only so much I'll be able to do to keep myself like um, private. Does that make sense? So, yeah, that's the only thing. What do you want to hear from me? If I'm not satisfying your question, I'm sorry, but no, I am not Brazilian. So I cannot respond as a Brazilian. See what I mean? So, and I picked Brazil because that's what I see the most in the comments, and I'm like, okay, sure, I'll be Brazilian just for you. But no, that's the only one that annoys me because I don't have anything to say. There's nothing about me that's different, you know? I guess the way I sound, but I'm not hiding anything, just roll with it. Let's see. So yeah, guys, I'm going to catch up with your comments and then I'll really have to go because I have an early shift today since it's past midnight. So I knew this was going to drag on, but it doesn't matter. I love you guys. I like to be here. Um, so you could make a Discord and post on it, and anyone on your Discord would see that. So you could chat directly with subs on that Discord. I'll have to look at it because I understand what you're saying, but I need to see it functioning so that I can process it better. But yeah, I'll give that a shot. I would be willing to. I don't have no Facebook. I only have Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube channel. Yeah, honestly, Facebook, the only reason I have it is because I treat it as my photo album. Because there's just no way I could store all of those pictures in this little device or a computer. It's just years of digital pictures. That's a lot of space, and I don't want to have scan disks lying around or the freaking flash drives, junk drives. I hate those things. Reduce the clutter. Basically, like this chat right here, except you would be typing as well, or you could go on a voice chat and everyone would be capable of talking. There's this thing on Twitter that sometimes there's something that's live or trending, and people are typing, and if you type on the screen or tap on the screen, a lot of hearts come up. Periscope? Is it like Periscope? If it's Periscope? I've never used it. I've just seen it in action, but I don't really know how it works. Um, but yeah, yeah. Huh. We'll see. We'll see. It's too many people. Can you talk about your hometown, please? That would be very cool. Where are you from? Well, my hometown is pretty close to where I currently am at, so that's why I really don't want to talk about it. But eventually, in the future, I guess I'll get around to it. But for right now, I can't really get into that. Why you don't want a sweetheart showing up on your front door? Why not? Well, because imagine if, say, sometimes I have 20 people watching my stream. What do I need to have 20 people over at my house for? So, and then, hundreds of people. That is just a major safety concern. See what I mean? It's realistically, it's not a practical thing. But I know that you're joking, but we love you too. Sweet dreams and sleep tight. Good night, Sam. I don't know what Periscope is. Okay, good. So maybe it's not related to that. Oh, it's cool. I understand, Zemri. All right, guys. Well, this is it. I am really going to have to bail on you guys. Thanks so much. I will try to show up later today. No promises, but I'll try to be back more in the afternoon Eastern time. So, anyways, see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.